Hello everyone, welcome to this review of the COBI SD KFZ 186 Jagdpanzer 6, the Jagdtiger. This set is super cool. Now, I've been reviewing a lot of like the Chinese Lego, like the Kwangwan. They're kind of like the Chinese version, the COBI knockoff and stuff. And I've bought a ton of COBI sets to review and compare and to show you guys. And I came across this set. I was on Amazon shopping away for some like Lego tanks, and I just could not pass this thing up. It was just so cool. I'll tell you guys all about it in a second. If you're new to this channel, like this video, subscribe to my channel, visit my website www.sharkmunch.com for more great reviews. Okay guys, let's get into it. First of all, this model comes with 555 pieces and 2 minifigs. As you guys can see, you got over here, this guy's kind of like a medical corps personnel or a medic of some sort. Then you got the commander up there in the top. It's not quite a turret that rotates or anything like that, but he's up there in the commander hatch commanding this vehicle. And this vehicle was a beast. Just a quick background, guys. This vehicle was built and in service in the German army during the Second World War. It was started to get built around 1944, maybe later 1944, early 45. These things were in service. This is a tank destroyer, so it does not have a rotating turret. However, the gun does kind of move side to side, up and down. It can like elevate, and there's like a limited, it's not quite traversing. I think it's like 20 degree movement on either side or something like that. The armor on this thing was like, it was super well armored for that era. It's 250 millimeters at its thickest, so there's really not much that's going to be penetrating. I'm not even sure if the U.S. Pershing, M26 Pershing that came out in early 45, if that would penetrate. It had a 90 millimeter gun. I'm not sure if that would penetrate. Maybe an IS-2, IS-3 might penetrate this thing. Anyways, there weren't too many of these things built. I think there was just a few hundred built. What's unique about this is its main gun. This has a 12.8 centimeter PAC 44 L55 gun. So 12.8 centimeters, that's 128 millimeters. This is a huge gun. The range was like a couple miles away, probably like 3 effective range for sure, probably around like 3 miles away, something like that. Engine V12 Maybach HL230. Puts up about 690 horsepower, maximum speed. You're looking at about 34 kilometers an hour, 21 miles. And it had a crew of 6. It also had a 7.92 millimeter MG34 machine gun. All right, guys, this is my first real review of a COBI model. So I want to give you guys a little snapshot here of the instructions. This is the instructions for this Jagdtiger. I'll just kind of take you through it as I do in all my videos. So what I like about the COBI stuff, you have numbered bags, as you see. Really simple to follow instructions. They're in color. It's very similar to Lego. They tell you how many. Okay, I need 8 of those. Like, you know what I mean? You work through all that bag 1, and then when you get to the next bag, it will tell you start bag 2. I'll just kind of flip through. I don't want to bore you guys too much with these instructions, but I do want to give you guys a sense of what COBI instructions look like, how easy they are to follow. Yeah, so you can see it's the pieces that you're currently building are in color. Everything else is grayed out and faded to the background. This is a really, really cool set. The pieces, again, the quality is just as good as Lego. As far as I'm concerned, just as good as Lego, guys. It does have some unique and custom pieces. Like there's some pieces that that Lego just doesn't seem to have. I mean, there's like 5 stud pieces. I think Lego is only like multiples of 2 or something like that. 7. There's even some custom pieces. You know, like the little machine gun, the mounted machine gun. It's like in a ball mount. It's kind of a custom piece. There's some others. See, so now we're on to bag 2. There's some printed pieces that I'll show you once we get into the tank. It's some really good, overall it's a really great job. It's high quality printing, high quality instructions. You won't be disappointed with this set. I was just blown away by it. Alright, so you guys get the idea. I'll just kind of flip through to the back, kind of get finished up here with these instructions, and then I'll get into my review here. Just want to show you guys the tracks, the wheel system. There's like the little side skirt. That's the finished product. And they got some other sets here. They're building, or they're making like the Navy ships, like battleships, like the Tirpitz and Bismarck and whatnot. U-boats. There's some other models in here. You got the Hummel, the Nashorn. Yeah. So that's what you guys can expect with the COBI in terms of their instructions. It also comes with this neat little card here. It's just kind of gives you a little bit of information on things like the armor, front armor, rear armor, the sides, when it was available, some information. All right, guys. So first thing I want to get into, I'll bring this over a little bit closer. So let's get into this. Okay, so here you have a commander. He can be removed from this top hatch. It closes and it opens. It is quite deep in there, so I had to kind of just set him in there. If I wanted to really stick him down, he'd like almost fall right in. So I do feel like you could add a little like, what is it, like a 3x4 block. That would probably go a long way to help him out. I'll just get rid of him. Do a little bit of a close-up with these guys. So these are the COBI figures. They kind of remind me a little bit like Slubin. I mean, they rotate. Their torso rotates. Their head doesn't bobble though like the Slubin ones. Their legs, they don't sit in these vehicles like a Lego figure or even like the Slubin. The Slubin had like the 2 little holes at the bottom of the legs to sit. They don't do that. So basically all these figures can do is stand. But they are pretty cool. I don't like them as much as I like the Lego ones. But these ones are pretty neat. You can see this is the German officer. He's wearing like the black, which was like the standard uniform of the tank corps. And then you have, he's carrying like a little pistol. That was like, I think the only weapon that came with this set was this little pistol. And then you have this guy, he's like a medic carrying his medic bag. There just doesn't seem to be a whole lot of minifigures that come with these sets. About five years ago or so, you would get like several more of these minifigures, but now COBI's kind of pared them back. You basically get 1 or 2 per set now. So, I don't know. Still really cool. I didn't really buy them for the minifigs. I bought them for this this tank or tank destroyer. So you get the top hatch that opens and closes. The gun, it does a limited traverse. I think it's about 20 degrees, so you get a little bit of movement. And it can go about that high, and that's about as far down as she goes. So overall, it's not too bad. There is a little bit of a gap in here. I want to see if you guys can see that. A little bit of a gap in here. I mean, there's really kind of no way to get around that. I don't really know. It wouldn't traverse a little bit left or right if that gap wasn't there. So they had to kind of do it in order to add more functionality to the main gun. I really like this. In real life, the Jagdtiger guns, they had to be locked in place because driving through rough terrain, it could offset the gun or something like that, and they'd have to kind of like recalibrate, resight, and reset it. So in real life, in the middle of combat, before this vehicle engaged any other tanks or whatnot, a crew member would actually have to come out and unlock this gun and then be able to kind of like load and shoot and stuff like that. So that was kind of like, you know, had the war dragged on another year, they probably would have found a solution to that or a way around that. But anyways, interesting tidbit, little information there. What I really like about this tank, it's just a really cool color scheme. Like, I really like what COBI, it's really hard to do camouflage with Lego type blocks. And as you can see, COBI did a really great job. I really like the light gray with this like drab green. It looks really cool. They got nice custom printed pieces. Here you have like the Iron Cross. You can't really see on the side there. You have like little markings there. If I turn it that way, you can see they got like a printed little hatch thing right there. Another cool thing is this is the MG34 mounted in a ball mount, and it can move up and down. I guess if you repositioned it another way, it would probably move left to right. But that's the movement that you get with this machine gun. There's also hatches on the side, and they open up like so. I'm gonna kind of get you guys right in there so you can see. I'll open up the other one. It's just kind of hard to see a little bit. I'll just kind of move the gun there. Yeah, so this is how these hatches work. So you can't really fit a minifigure in there. I think it would be like really tough to do. Here, you can just barely fit one in. So it's not really the greatest. I actually don't like that hatch at all. I really wish, it seems to be the new hatches that COBI is going with on the new Tiger tank as well, the new Tiger 2. I really wish they would have put hatches like this. It would have been just like such more functionality, a lot better. These hatches here, like they just kind of look a little bit weird and awkward. Not really a huge fan of that. I'll take that out and I'll roll these back in. That's how that works. I'll just kind of take you over to the back. There's also printing here. And in here is the engine. I'll try to like rearrange this so you guys can see. You can just barely make it out in there. So that's kind of a really cool piece. It's like a realistic engine. I really like that. The Kwangwon models that I reviewed, they also had like the V12, the realistic V12. This is way better though. It feels more, it's just better, stronger plastic. Feels like real bricks. And then back here you have these. Let me just get this down. There. So you could maybe fit a crewman in there. The disappointing thing, this does not come with shells. I really wish it came with like actual like shells for the main gun. I've seen some other COBI. I believe the Tiger 2, the COBI Tiger 2 comes with them. And there might be a couple other assault guns that that come with them. But this set did not come with that. And it's unfortunate because it would be really cool to have them. But I am getting the Tiger 2 set. So I guess hopefully there'll be plenty to spare. And I can kind of use them in this as well. I'll just close that. The other neat, interesting feature is it has these exhaust pipes at the back. They are a little bit flimsy though, and they can fall and break off. COBI used to have more of like almost like a muffler style piece. They've moved away from that and gotten into these smaller pieces, which is unfortunate. I think I prefer the other ones better. And then you get the track at the side. These are COBI's like signature custom tracks. They are awesome. I can't say enough good things about those guys. They're like super cool. I love them. Kwang Wang did a Chinese knockoff copy of them, and they just work so great on carpet, on hard surfaces. I don't have a lot of bad things to say about that. Here you got like a little hose on the other side. I think there's like a little... There's this piece here. It's like a little something to clean the muzzle maybe. Not quite sure. But overall, it's a real sharp looking tank destroyer. It's really, really cool. I love the look of this thing. I want to show you guys, like, look at how smoothly it moves on the tracks there. Tracks and wheels. And this is a hard surface. I have a desk here. And it's just, I'll take you guys down to the carpet. But you guys get the idea. If it rolls this smoothly... If it rolls this smoothly on a hard surface, I mean, you can just imagine what it would be like on like carpet. I want to show you guys the tracks. I always do these examples here. I just want to show you guys that. So here we have two examples of these tracks. What makes these tracks so special is that they got this rod here. There's like two connecting ends on the other track, so you can just kind of click them in there together like that. And they're pretty loose, like they're wide and thick, they're strong, they're not going to break off, or it's very difficult to break them off anyway. There you go. Now, I've reviewed several other sets with these type of tracks, so I'm not going to go on about them, but just know that's how they go together. There's huge benefits to these tracks. I love them. Next thing I want to say is this is a sturdy tank. Like, this is a heavy tank. It weighs probably a couple pounds. And it's big. I'll get the tape measure out and show you guys. So it's about, I would say, like a foot long, probably close to 30 centimeters long. So it's a pretty decent size. I mean, the gun itself is about, what's that? About, I'd say about 12 centimeters, something like that. So it's not a small set. It's actually quite large. And you're looking at about, I'd say about maybe 10, 12 wide and about maybe 10 high. 10 centimeters high. So, I mean, it's not small. It's a great size. What struck me about this set is just how well built it is. It's a very solid build. This is something that kids can play with. You could probably drop it, and maybe other than the main gun, I don't think too much is going to break off this. This is a very solidly built tank. And it looks so much like the real Jagdtiger. Like it's just like this skirting here. This is the same hull and skirting, and you got like your front fenders and back fenders and stuff like that. This is the exact same that they used on the Tiger 2. They've released a new version of the Tiger 2, and this has that like new updated hull. I think this was the first model to come out with it, and COBI since incorporated into their Tiger 2. So it's really, really great. It looks so realistic. The old Tiger, I'm going to be reviewing the Tiger 2, but like the old Tiger 2 had this weird, odd, like angled plates, and it just didn't, like, they didn't meet at the front. It just kind of looked like really, really bad, really. It wasn't really the greatest. So, I mean, you'll see that in one of my upcoming reviews. So I'm just going to take you down to the carpet level and push this on the floor, and then we'll wrap this review up. So let's get down here. You can just see how it rolls. Like, it's just so free. I just love the sound that the tracks make, the wheels make. It's actually quite quiet too. Like, the wheels really aren't squealing a whole lot. You can hear the track links going. It just sounds so cool. I'm really happy that I got this. It's a really great set. The cost, this was about, I think, $35 US on Amazon. So it's not cheap, but it's well made and it's a solid vehicle. The quality is just as good, if it's the same, if not just as good as Lego. I can't say enough good things about this tank. I love it. It was a great addition. I'm not really into the tank destroyers so much, but this one here is really, really great. So I encourage you all to check it out. I'll be putting a link to Amazon in this video info. So you can follow that link if you're interested in purchasing this, or if you want to check out other things. That's it for today, guys. Thanks very much.